So yesterday I recorded the podcast telling you the crypto market was going to collapse. And that was before United States attacked Iran. Now that that's official, I think the probability of crypto markets collapsing just escalated to an astonishing number. So let me break this down. You got a president that have made so many promises on the campaign trail, and none of them are a reality. Actually, exactly the opposite of happening. So he could have put an end to a war in Ukraine, but he didn't. He said he wants to be a Nobel Prize winner for world peace, but he's attacking Iran. Guys, the next question that should be on everyone's mind is what he promised you about crypto. So if crypto fucking collapses to 52,000, I'm saying crypto like Bitcoin, right? Can Bitcoin drop fucking 50% this week? Absolutely. Can Bitcoin drop 50% in the next 30 days? It's almost a fucking certainty. And there's some major catalysts for it, but I think it's going to be on everybody's mind. Like, look, you got this motherfucker, can't keep a promise on this, but he also promised us the fucking wonderland about crypto. And anybody that's in the right state of mind, okay, that chose to ignore all this bullshit, right? Like Michael Saylor buying billions of dollars at the fucking top, borrowing money. Everybody has been borrowing money to buy Bitcoin. And now they're going to come to a realization, well, shit, this president is now good on any one of these fucking promises. So what do you think is going to happen? People are going to begin unloading. Now, because so many people bought Bitcoin with borrowed funds, this shit is going to get wild. So, just because, we had seen some almost no price movement in the price of Bitcoin. It's been stuck between like 102K and 112K for like 30 days. Well, that's not going to be the case. As a matter of fact, I'm recording this and Bitcoin is at 100K right now. Yesterday I was recording this shit. I mean, we're like 104, 105K for the entire week. If you've been trading with me as your coach or you've been trading with anybody here at Third Market Moves, we've told you. This Bitcoin move is going to be wild. You're going to see one day 17,000 point drop in Bitcoin. And our greatest short idea was not even Bitcoin. It was Ethereum, okay? Because that shit is not worth anything. So basically, you got a lot of people that have piled up into Bitcoin. They're going to be unwinding their positions when? This week. Now, to give you some more insight as far as this trade concerned, is very simple, okay? Normally, if you look and study the charts over the course of last 12 months, okay, you would see that Bitcoin trade has been positively correlated to Trump trade, okay? Tesla trade has been very positively correlated to Trump trade. Basically, Trump wins. What happens to crypto? It goes fucking higher. Tesla goes higher. Those correlations now have reversed. One of the greatest correlations to be paying attention to is the correlation between US dollar and Bitcoin. So this correlation has been highly positive. Again, Trump win last November has been associated with higher dollar, okay? So Bitcoin and dollar had a positive correlation tracking back to Trump's election, or actually a few days prior to that. And what I'm here to tell you is this correlation has been precise on the way up and on the way down. Now that the United States dollar is unwinding, we have a revisit of this correlation. Basically, one of the messages I sent out in the alert group on Friday was pointing out to the fact that Bitcoin and DXY, or US dollar, have now, almost like on Friday, we had like a 99% correlation. That means that when US dollar goes lower, so does Bitcoin. Now, that's not what popularly is believed, or that's not what the common opinion is on this, but if you study the charts, that's exactly what it fucking is. So it's black on white, or it's, red on white if you're looking at the charts. And the point is, when the market will open tonight at 6 p.m., dollar's going to fucking tank, okay? Bonds are going to tank. gold is going to go higher and oil is going to go higher. That's a fact. Okay. As a matter of fact, one of my predictions is gold can actually hit 4,000. There's been a lot of people, trying to short gold at 3,300, 3,400, 3,450, and based on what's happening, like gold is one of the most underpriced trades. Like if you're going to put any money into longing anything or going calls on anything, that would be gold. Because officially, now the case that we've been talking to you now over the last 18 months, it's the case of stagflation, okay? And stagflation, we've called it before anybody else did. You can go back, look for the YouTube post that we had, and we've basically nailed it before anybody else did. It's the stagflation, damn it. And now, with the war breaking out in the Middle East, it's an extra confirmation of the stagflation case. As a matter of fact, when you look at history, the only other time where the Strait of Hormuz had a, not an official closing, but it was pretty much closed to where oil couldn't get out of there, was in 1972, 1973. And, I'm not a mind reader, but at times I look at charts that tell me what's going to happen next, and I do that with high accuracy because of the chart patterns that we track here at 30 Market Moves. And what the charts are telling me is Iran is absolutely going to block the Strait of Hormuz, and it's probably going to be all over the news the next couple of days. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to put the two and two together. Chinese warships have already began their journey a couple of days ago because China needs to protect their oil interests in the Middle East. So China is probably the only country that's going to be able to get their oil out of the Middle East. And that's going to be, again, all over the news in the next few days. Now, for the rest of the world, that means high level of inflation. Sure, the chains of supply are going to be broken. You're going to have huge spike in inflation everywhere across the board. So what that means, those people in the crypto world that were waiting for QE, they've been waiting for fucking QE forever, and it's not going to happen, is what I'm trying to tell you. With the Strait of Hormuz being blocked and the United States attacking Iran, the only outcome of that is super fucking high inflation that's going to be accompanied by a shock to the growth. All the growth that and growth prospects are already pointing to negative GDP for the United States. But this shit is the way they're calculating right now, it's nowhere near what the actual numbers are going to be. United States GDP could drop off of a fucking cliff, okay? And combine that with a high case of inflation, you get stagflation 2025, 2026 on steroids compared to the stagflation you had in the 70s. Thousands, fucking millions of people are going to lose their jobs. You don't have to can you just pay attention to what's going on in the market? Stop paying attention to all the garbage in the news, okay? Thousands of people are losing their jobs daily. Microsoft, all the big tech, they're firing people because of what? The AI. The AI is going to save the fucking planet. All this crap, right? AI, what that really means, if Wall Street keeps betting on the AI trade and they are right about it, then there's only going to be a handful of companies that are going to do exceptionally well, and they're going to expand their earnings, and they're going to do exceptionally well. There's one problem that, the rest, the real economy, people, for example, Microsoft is replacing all their sales agents with AI. So that means, a bunch of people are going to lose an actual job. And that's happening everywhere. So that some of the biggest companies are going to lay off the greatest amount of people that we have seen since 2007, 2008, 2009. And these jobs are not coming back. So surely there could be some jobs created in the AI area to offset some of the jobs lost, but it's not. But the amount of jobs lost